So I just wanted to show you something pretty cool that we've been making. So we've been Notion users for absolutely years now, and originally loved it. So we've used it as like our company home with all of these big old dashboards with sections. Literally, our whole company and whole life has been in Notion. But recently, we found ourselves getting sort of more and more frustrated with it now that everything has become so agentic. So Notion's going all in on AI, but only if you're using AI within Notion itself. And if you're trying to use agents outside of Notion, such as like Claude Cowork or Claude Code or Codex or whatever agent it is, Notion actually really sucks to use. So it's really hard for the agents to use because of the way their API works. That one, they've got really slow rate limits. So if you're trying to get your agent to do bulk operations on things, it will take ages and it's just quite unreliable. And then two, technically the way Notion works is with these things called blocks that just make using the API really awkward and hard and not very efficient for agents. And it's just been, we've just keep hitting up against this basically, and it's frustrating. Like when you're working with coding agents every day like we are, you can see how amazing they are at editing files and writing code and working on your local disk, and then as soon as we try and get them to do something in Notion, they trip up, they don't work, they're really inconsistent. It's just been annoying us. So anyway, like you should do in this sort of agentic era that we're in, we decided to try and build something to solve this. And it's very early days, but it's pretty cool the way it works. So what we've got, let me get it, where has it gone? Here we have got something we are building called Treehouse. And as you can see, it kind of looks a bit like Notion. You've got your content in the middle here. Just make it a bit bigger. Content in the middle here. Your sort of like file tree on the left hand side here. And then you can do things like you would expect, like you can edit the files. It's all markdown based. So this is just rendering markdown files. But actually, it's not just markdown based, it's anything based. So you can put any kind of file in here and it will work. But the cool thing about this is not the, this sort of standard Notion like experience, but it is the fact that this is all backed by a local folder on your computer with two-way sync. So it's kind of like a cross between Notion and Dropbox, but then we've built it in an agentic first way as well, so it's also got an MCP server. So rather than faffing around with the Notion API to try and get it to do things, I've got my Claude code here, and if I just come into this Pixel Hop Home project, this is the folder that we've got for this. And now I can just say something like, so we've got this Pixel Hop Home like README here. I'm going to get it to make a HTML version of this. Actually, let's just do this with dictation. Can you make the Pixel Hop Home root README make a HTML version of it, please? Don't delete the original one. Just make a nice sort of HTML home page and leave it next to it in the folder. So let's just see what this does. So again, you could be using Claude Code, any of them really, Claude Code, Codex, whatever your favorite coding agent is, anything that can access this folder, or you can connect up the Treehouse MCP. And then what we should see in a second is it's going to create a file. which is doing, while it's doing that, let me just show you some of the other things. So you can, all of the sort of standard stuff you can imagine in here, you can like drag and drop things around, you can rename the folders, you can change icons on all of the folders. It's got basic theming. Actually, it's pretty advanced theming, so you can, there's these preset themes that you can change. Or if you're fancy, you can create custom themes, either using CSS. You could just get your agent to customize your workspace there, or you can use these pickers to change it. You can share folders. So one thing we do with Notion is we create like these client portals. And each client gets a like client portal, and they get access to all of these bits where we put our weekly updates and things. So what you can do on here is, obviously you have to be logged in to get to all of your files, but on any folder or file you can create a public link, which you can add a password to if you want to, and then you can share that with a client, so they can just go and visit their client portal. They'll see all the updates that come in there and everything. Cool, so it's created this. So we should see, if I just refresh this page a second. Yep. So you can see now we've got this index HTML in here, which is synced from my local file system. And this is another one of the cool things. So when I said it's markdown based, it's not. It's like anything will render. So like we used to have the this sort of like pixel hop home screen, which links to all of the subsections. But like in Treehouse, you can just get your coding agent to create a HTML page that then links to all of the different subsections. Obviously, this looks like horrible, unbranded AI slop. But if you had, I don't know, a design MD or something in here, that would work. And then, yeah, it's just like Dropbox. So it's got two-way sync. So I can just drop any other file in here like this, which is almost maybe will end up being the logo, and that should appear on the live version, which is pretty awesome. And it's all sort of versioned as well. Like another avenue that we explored for building something like this was using Obsidian with their Git syncing, but like if you're an agency or a team, or you're not that code based, like it's just annoying to have to try and do that. And yeah, like the UX of it's just a bit rubbish. So I think this kind of like Dropbox style sync is a lot nicer for some people. But yeah, let us know what you think. We are actually probably going to make this an open source project so that you can self-host it with a hosted version as well. But yeah, if you're interested in it, or it looks useful, if you've got any ideas about how we could make it better, let us know. We're in the process of copying across all of our Notion into here. So I've actually had Claude doing that for me today. So we got a big Notion dump of our whole workspace, which I think was 8 gigabytes. And then Claude has been systematically going through it and importing all of our subsections in here so that we've got our clients and so on, which is pretty cool. And again, because it's just a folder on your computer, it's so easy to do that. You don't need to set up anything difficult at all. And then, oh yeah, the only other thing I should show you is that the way the sync works. So there's a CLI at the moment. Oh, I'm not in the right place here. But yeah, there's a CLI. Eventually, there'd probably be a desktop app. But it's pretty, even with the CLI, it's quite easy to set up. I'll just show you the onboarding. Don't try and create an account here at the moment because this is not going to be the live URL. But yeah, this is how you connect a folder on your computer. So you just, once you've got the terminal, which is easy to get, you just run this one command, so Treehouse login, and then the path to the folder that you want to sync with your remote workspace, and that's it. It just keeps it in sync. So if your team members make changes or anything, it's all going to be synced back to your local computer. So yeah, it's a cool little project. Let us know what you think. If you're annoyed with Notion, or just finding it difficult to use, or just want something that you actually, where you own the data, this could be a good option for you.